Alright, quick update on Bitcoin. So in yesterday's video we outlined that we kind of still are setting up an ugly inverse head and shoulders. This is really your last line in the sand at 38.2. So far, I mean, we have had a fairly decent bounce from it, nothing special at all, because all of the markets are having a slight bounce today. Total crypto market cap is up a small amount. If we do this from the close, you can see we've only gone up like 1.5% so far, so do bear in mind we are below the 1.618 until we do break above. Pardon me, until we do break above the 1.618, in my opinion, I don't think anything has changed. The market structure is still very much bearish. For Bitcoin, it is, like I said, it is setting up a nice bottoming signal, but this is all invalidated once we drop below 38. So 38, in my opinion, is really the last line in the sand. If we drop below 38, we would have invalidated this this nice head and shoulders pattern that we've got. Let me try to clear up this chart because there's so much noise on here. But yeah, I mean, something like this is still very much possible where we do set up this really nice inverse head and shoulders. I mean, this is a little bit lopsided now, but nonetheless it is still extremely valid. You've got a shoulder here, the head comes all the way down to here, and if the shoulder ends here, it is quite a way away from the head. So very valid inverse head and shoulders. Like I said, if we do just kind of start chopping sideways like this and then coming down, I think we would have invalidated it, and at which point I would be thinking that we'd probably be coming down to take out the lows, or at least retest the lows between 31.4 and 30,000. So in my personal opinion, I don't think Bitcoin will break the 30,000 level, mainly just because that is Michael Saylor's average buy-in price. It may also be Elon Musk's, but take that with a grain of salt, because I'm not 100% sure, but I am somewhat sure that his average buy-in price is around that level. You might want to Google that, but nonetheless, let's just talk about what I do know. Michael Saylor has got his average buy-in price between 31 and 30, so I think there's a lot of confluence and confidence in the market coming down to this level down here. My worst case scenario is really 28,000. Like I said, I mean, 28 would be my absolute low. In my opinion, I am hard pressed to believe that it would drop below there. But like I said, I wouldn't be necessarily too surprised if we do have a quick wick down, maybe to the 786, or perhaps if we do have some very terrible geopolitical news, perhaps we could even see a wick all the way down here. So we'll have to talk about that and potentially shorting once we do break this level. For now, we are still setting up the nice inverse and shoulders, so I don't want to shake you out when we are setting up this nice bottoming signal. Obviously, none of my videos are financial advice. They're just personally what I'm looking at in the market and how I plan on trading the market. And like I said, I mean, we are setting up a nice inverse head and shoulders. I would love for this to be the bottom, especially on this red trend line finally turn green, because you can see this trend line has been in place. This is what we've been downtrending from since the 20th of October. We poked our head up, made a quick all-time high, and then ever since then we've just been really hard pressed to get above it. So we did break above it, we did backtest it, we broke below it on the first try. On the second try, we broke above it. So far, we've backtested it, and we haven't fallen for it like a rock like we did here. So if this does hold, if we basically have no green volume coming in right now, the money flow is turning up quite a bit. So I imagine that there's also sellers in this market selling because potentially they're scared, or perhaps this is whale manipulation. But nonetheless, as long as we do hold this red line, it could even come down a little bit further and invalidate the inverse head and shoulders. But as long as we do hold this red line, I do think eventually at some point Bitcoin will break out. And as I've been saying, until this does break 46,000, I am still in bed. I'm not getting out of bed until we do break market structure. Here, we pumped up here, and when we were around here, I said I need a break above 46,000 before I can get bullish. We never saw that break, and we fell right off the table. We came up here, I said I would still need to see that break above 46,000. We came up to 45.5, and then we rolled over the table. So Literally, I'm keeping my eyes on 46. If we do break 46, I think we're going to have a massive sprint to the upside in the short term. On the flip side, if we break this red trend line, you know, keep your eyes on 38 for now, then I do think it's going to get very ugly in the short term. So that is all I see for Bitcoin today. Once again, none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Peace.